What is up, my crazy subscriber? This is Joe King John 74, and today I'll be talking about the Battlefield 6 Open Beta. If you guys did not know, I was able to play this game over the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. And for those of you guys who actually played this game even earlier, you guys are lucky as hell. I was stuck at work, alright? So I was not able to watch a sponsored EA stream for an hour or two and get a free access code, alright? And that sucks. I wish I would have played it since Tuesday, but sadly, I was able to play it only on Saturday and Sunday. But even then, I got a lot of experience in those 2 days. I was able to play Conquest and Breakthrough. I did not play King of the Hill or Domination, but it was still alright. I think I should know how this game feels at this point. And let me tell you guys something before anything happens, before I start my review. Please do not hate me. Please do not dislike me, what I'm about to say. But the game feels like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 with the combination of Battlefield 5, the movement system. Alright? And for Modern Warfare 2019, I'm talking about the ground war proportion. Alright? I'm not talking about the 6v6. I'm not talking about Piccadilly. I'm not talking about any of the those horrible 6v6 maps. I am talking about the ground war proportion, which is the part that actually played the most in that game. And it's just the aesthetic, it's just the way the game looks, the way the guns feel. It's so similar to Modern Warfare 2019, and I did super good in that game too. And just jumping into this game, I was like, dude, I have played this game before. It's Modern Warfare 2019. So that's why I was saying, like in the stream, I'm like, dude, this is so Modern Warfare 2019. This is so similar. Look at the explosions, look at the map, look at the weapons, look at the way the game looks. It's just so Modern Warfare 2019. I was going crazy. but yeah, that's my thoughts about that. And then the movement system, I played a lot of Battlefield 5, and I know people hated that game because the way the game was advertised, it was so woke in the BS, which I do agree with. It was dumb. That advertisement thing with Battlefield 5 was so dumb. But, I gave the game a chance over the years, and the game is actually amazing when it comes down to movement. Alright? I'm not talking about the customization, I'm not talking about the characters that you can just throw out there with a random clothing. I am talking about the movement system of the game. The point where you can actually crouch and sprint and have a smooth transition between shooting and hip firing and aiming down sights, that game did it good. Alright, the only issue that I had with that game was that the weapons were too weak. But then again, it was World War II. The setting was World War II. Now, bringing in that movement system over to the modern system, to the modern times, was actually a good idea. But it's not to the point where I can say like, oh, it's just like Call of Duty, like Call of Duty freaking Black Ops 6. It's not similar like that. It's not Omni movement, which is a good thing. Because I feel like Call of Duty Black Ops 6 players are literally crackheads. They're sniffing G Fuel, they're jumping like crazy, they're doing 360s, they're just slipping and sliding everywhere, diving in corners and everything. It's not as crazy as that, okay? In the gameplay in the background, you will see a few people trying to dive, trying to slide from corners and everything, and you'll notice that they're still in place, giving you a chance to actually kill them. So it's not as crazy as Call of Duty. They actually did a hell of a time balancing the things, how people should slide more realistically and diving more realistically too. You're not going to go that far. So when it comes down to diving and sliding. And so yeah, it's not as overpowered as Call of Duty. It's just a good balance, and it's not as bad either. So Battlefield 5 did a good job with that, and bringing it over to the modern times, it's even better. So that's my thoughts on the movement system. Now, moving on to a little bit of problems that I did encounter in the beta, and it's very minor too. It's not that big of a deal, but in the map that you see that I'm playing in the background, people were actually climbing onto the roofs. Alright, there is certain parts of the map where you can actually climb all the way up to the roofs and not be able to be reached at all. Because you're going to have to actually glitch a certain way and jump in certain roofs. It's a long walkway. I saw the Tik Tok video and I'm like, dude, really? This is what people are doing? And yeah, later on in the night, people were actually doing that, and the map just becomes horrible to play in as an attacker. Because people that were defending were up in the rooftop, so you cannot reach them. You got a lot of angles to worry about, and it's just so ridiculous. So the map is a little bit broken. Not to the point where it's unplayable, but it's annoying at that point. And people are teabagging from up there every time they kill you. I'm like, dude, you shouldn't be talking at all. You're hiding in the rooftop where like less than the 10% of the players that are playing have access to. So anyways, yeah, that was annoying. Another glitch that I did encounter was that my gun turned sideways. Kind of weird. Like, I don't know, like the hand, I had my pistol out and the hand just turned towards the left side, and I wasn't able to shoot. And then my guns turn invisible. It only happened to me once or twice so far. Out of the 10 hours that I played, it only happened twice. So it's not as bad as Battlefield 4 when it first started, but that's just a tiny glitch. You know, it doesn't happen too much. But is it a major glitch where it's going to be game breaking? No, it is. No, it isn't. It's just a tiny one, to be honest. Another thing that I want to talk about is about the weapons. They're not bad. The 100-point weapon system, it's actually a good implementation. You can add a lot of attachments to your guns and fill up that whole 100-point bar like nothing. But there is a certain attachments that require like 30 points to 40 points, and you're gonna have to take off certain attachments to make the gun a little bit stronger or have a little bit more, less recoil. So that's a good balancing type of deal. It's not that bad. The gunsmith's pretty good. I'm glad they brought it into this game because just having one attachment or two, I mean, we kind of going a little bit more backwards than forwards. I'm glad they added all this so we can have a little bit more of freedom into customizing our guns and turning our guns into LMGs, into assault rifles, and from assault rifles to SMGs, which is a fun thing to do, and it gives you more hours spent into the game because you feel like, oh, you know what, let me take off this attachment and let me put this other one, and it just becomes a whole cycle of what if. At that point you're like testing out every single gun, changing attachments like crazy. Maybe I can turn this assault rifle into an SMG, or this SMG into an assault rifle, yada yada yada. The gunsmith is a good thing in this game. I loved it. I'm glad they brought it into this game. So anyways, what's the next thing I should talk about? The vehicles in this game are not that bad. I can't wait to see the rest of the other maps to see what they provide for us. And the sounds in this game are amazing. I think they're really genuine. I don't know. I feel like I'm actually in the war. They did a hell of a time with a hell of a good job with this whole sound thing. It's pretty good, except for the weapons though. I feel like they're a little bit too weak. I don't know. They need to amplify the LMGs a little bit more so they can have a little bit of a sound difference between the assault rifles and the LMGs and between SMGs. I feel like they all sound the same to me. So I'm not sure if that's a real life thing, to be honest, because I've never shot an SMG in real life, but they all sound the same. It's not a bad thing. It's just a question, like, do they all sound the same in real life, or they're all different in real life? I don't know, but it's not that big of a problem, to be honest. But my overall score for this game is a 10 out of 10. I have never given a 10 out of 10 before for a beta, and this game, it does it pretty well. The maps were good, the aesthetics were good, the environments were good, the weapons were good, the customization was amazing. It just goes on and on and on. So speaking about customization and battle passes, I kind of want to mention XQC. For some reason, this little crackhead dude wants a battle pass in this game. He wants it to look like Call of Duty. He wants everything enhanced. He wants everything more faster. We don't need any of that. XQC, you gotta stay away from this game. If you're not good, just say you're not good. It's okay. Nothing's gonna change if you say you're not good. Alright? You're still a person who's a millionaire who doesn't care about any of these games. You don't need to share your opinion or even try to influence this game at all. You have not played the previous Battlefields. So I don't know what the hell this guy is going on about, but we don't need a battle pass. Alright? They can do more challenges and all that stuff for fun, but I think they should just go into the route of just adding more challenges, or certain ways you can unlock certain skins, or for more milsim skins and more weapon skins. And that's it. No celebrities, no nothing. No cartoons or anime. So, but anyways, that's just my opinion, alright? I'm not sure you guys can hate me too after this, but that's just my opinion on that battle pass and DLC type of deal. So, anyways, that is it, guys. If you guys like my opinion, leave a like. If you guys don't, then just leave me a comment and I'll read it later. So, that is it. I'll see you guys in the next one.